Lovey.
Hi, babe.
So, this is the morning of your procedure.
Yes, it is.
It's all over with.
It's over with. 1, 2, 3.
How do you feel?
Tired, because it was early. The appointment was at 8:20, so we had to get up pretty early. I feel fine. I'm a little sad about my tooth, but they're gonna put a new one in, so that's good.
Now, can you walk us through the process of what you remember?
So we got there, and they took me right back. There were 3 really, really nice, I'll call them nurses. And they were really quick about everything. They got me back there. They got me comfortable. It was really nice. They gave me a nice warm blanket to put on top of me. And then one nurse did the IV. Another one did the pulse and all that stuff and put the stickers, the EKG stickers on me. And they just got me all ready within minutes. Next thing I knew, I was getting a little fuzzy in the mind and then passed out, apparently. And then it seemed like not too much longer, I was waking up and my tooth was out. And it was weird. Adam, poor baby. It was weird because even though they sedated me, I don't think they put me all the way out. I still don't remember because it seemed like a matter of minutes, the procedure, but it was really an hour. And yeah, it was really easy, and to me it seemed like it went quick.
How quick did it feel?
Seconds, even though it was an hour. I remember seeing the doctor. The doctor came in as they were hooking up my IV, and they said, okay, take about 10 seconds to take effect. And then the doctor says, you should be feeling pretty good right now. And next thing I knew, I was waking up and the doctor wasn't in the room anymore. So it was very similar to, anesthesia when they put you all the way out. But I know they didn't put me all the way out. It's just like a sedation. It was trippy.
And the best part was when you kind of got warm and cozy, right?
Warm and cozy, and you start feeling really sleepy.
And then that was it.
Uh-huh.
You felt no pressure?
No pressure, no pain, nothing. And then they're really sweet to you. They were really sweet when I was waking up, and they give you a fairly big cup of ice cream. It was really good to take home with you on the car ride home, and you get to pick the flavor. I thought that was really cool. I had chocolate.
That was your favorite part, huh?
Yeah, the ice cream.
And then I asked for you if you could have hot coffee. They said no, but you could have iced coffee.
They only want you to have cold foods, cold soft foods.
And that's what you had.
Ice cream and a cold brew. Breakfast of champions.
Are you hungry?
Not really. I'm mostly tired and a little bit in pain. The pain medicine started to wear off pretty quickly in the car ride home. But Keone bought some Tylenol for me, or just gave me some Tylenol. She's so good. She's on top of everything. So the Tylenol's starting to take effect now.
Okay, good.
And it was really weird because I didn't realize how wobbly I would be after the procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they knew because they had the wheelchair and they're all ready to go. But I stood up and I was like, whoa, I legit can't walk.
So you were in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
For part of it?
Yeah,
I didn't get to see you with that.
What they did, I forgot. They transferred me to the wheelchair and then pushed me over to where you get an x-ray. I barely remember that part because I was still kind of out of it. So they push you over to where the x-ray machine, where you sit there, and then thing goes around your head, spins around your head. They had to get x-rays. And then they wheeled me back in the room to look at the x-ray and talk to the doctor, but I don't remember that. And then they wheeled me to the waiting area where you guys picked me up.
Well, you're a trooper, honey.
Yeah.
You're brave.
It wasn't too terrible, but I'm sad my tooth isn't there anymore.
And you didn't ask to keep it.
I forgot to ask to keep it. I was gonna ask. But I thought that was weird. I don't know.
And you have a retainer now.
Yeah, it's a retainer with a tooth-looking thing inside it. It's just for looks. It's for the smile. I'm supposed to take it out when I eat. But it's temporary. I'm gonna have a new tooth put in. What they did, they removed the front tooth and then put a implant in, like a, what do you call it? The thing in there that once this heals, they're gonna connect the fake tooth to it, to the implant. So
You have to be put out for that?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe just a little local anesthesia, because I think they have to go into the gum again. I'm not sure how that works. But I have to wait 4 months for this to heal. It's a 4-month healing time. And it's so weird to talk with no tooth. I feel toothless.
So it feels different.
It feels different, yeah. You have kind of a lisp.
Yeah, you're a little droopy, too.
It's still numb here. It's like numb all the way up to your nose, all around here.
Poor honey.
So, yep, that's what happened. It was pretty quick and easy, not painless though. And they were really nice.
Well, it was painless when you were getting it done.
Oh yeah, getting it done. I didn't feel a thing. I wasn't aware of time passing at all. So, but after I started to wake up is when the pain started to come.
Well, you'll get your pain medicine soon.
Yes. The Tylenol's working a little bit. And yeah, they said I could only eat soft food and cold food, which my love already, she thought ahead and got me a bunch of puddings and, well, you saw in the other video.
Yeah. All right, do you want to say anything else?
What was it like for you? So did it feel like you guys were waiting a long time?
No, it was really fast. It was literally an hour. Like, literally, by the time we got in there till the time we left. Yeah, it was about an hour. And I wanted to ask the receptionist more questions than I did. I wanted to know what they gave you and I forget. I was gonna ask them something else, but I didn't. Oh, if you could have coffee. But I just waited to ask if you could have it when I saw you with the nurse.
Yeah.
And then they told us to get in our vehicle and meet you around back. Because I guess they don't bring the patients back out to the lobby.
Through the front, yeah.
Because of, I don't know why. But
Probably as a comfort thing, you know. They don't want to bring their patients groggy and out of it, you know, back out the front door in front of all the people in the waiting room.
But I saw you, like, getting out. Not out, but, like, down to the car. And you were, like, holding on to the railing or whatever.
Yeah.
And the nurse was holding on to you, too.
Yeah. I was still a little wobbly on my feet at that point. It was so weird. I didn't expect to be that, you know, not able to walk. But by the time we got home, I was able to walk real easy, so that was good.
I'm glad you're here and it's over and it's done. And we'll make sure that you feel good the rest of the day.
Thank you for taking so much good care of me, and Keone too has been like a rock star. She's on top of it. She said, okay, now we'll go get your medicine. She took in everything that the nurse was telling you guys.
Just in case I didn't retain it, because that could happen with me. You could tell me something and then 5 minutes later quiz me and I'd be like, I don't remember what they said.
Right? I'm the same way. Loopy or not, I'm the same way.
No, but I pretty much gathered everything that she was telling me.
Yeah.
So I was paying attention. It's important.
It is.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
I love you.
You're my love.
Thank you,
And
honey.
you did the same and do the same for me.
Yes.
When I'm sick or when I'm in the hospital, you were right there with me. So.
I was going to ask you something else, but I forgot what.
Been meaning to ask you. You don't remember?
So they didn't come out and talk to you guys while
No.
you were in the waiting room?
No.
It was just after when I went to the car.
Yeah.
She was really nice, that nurse.
She was.
Really good.
And you love that
The
ice
ice cream was so good.
And what she was saying
Delicious.
is, they let me pick the flavor.
It made my day. I was like, I get to have chocolate ice cream. And it wasn't one of those little chintzy ones with the wooden spoon. It was like a big cup of ice cream. It was a good brand. I forgot what it was called, like Jake's or something. I don't know. But it was good. I was fully satisfied.
No one could complain to have ice cream for breakfast. So.
Right? I'm brave for showing my toothless face on camera, but this is the reality of it, guys. I took a picture of my tooth before I went in for surgery.
Maybe I can include it in the footage.
Yeah, the last picture of my original smile before the tooth removal.
Hi. So you told me you forgot to mention something.
Right. I remembered this after you filmed the last part. So the last thing I remember before waking up from the surgery was them putting this really comfortable like eye mask over me. Like it was like this big thing over my eyes and it wrapped around my head. And it was like super comfortable. I forgot to mention that part. So that's the last thing I remember is the IV starting to make me feel a little fuzzy. And then they put this eye mask over me because, you know, they're working so close to the eyes. I'm sure it was so I didn't see what was happening and so nothing got in my eyes. But that was the last thing. And then before I know it, they were saying, okay, you're all done. Everything went really well. We were able to remove the tooth and put the screw in. I don't think that's what they call it, but the screw that the tooth attaches to.
Oh, go ahead.
The implant thing. They were able to put that in there and yeah.
But it hurts now, huh?
It does hurt now.
It's been, what, 10 hours?
About 10 hours. But they gave me some good meds. So that's good. But it hurts. I tried eating some crackers. That was not a good idea. Because even though I chew on the side, it still got in the little
Owie. Yikes, honey.
So you really have to eat soft.
And you tried to put on your implant.
My retainer.
Yeah.
I tried to put on the retainer because I took Adam for a walk and I didn't want to be seen.
I had him.
With the gap in my face. So I put the retainer in, but that was a mistake. It was bloody by the time I got back from the walk.
Poor honey.
But that's okay. I thought I'd give it a try. It fits nicely. It really does. Once this heals up a little more, I think I'll be able to wear it, put it in. But I can't wear it I can't wear it when I'm eating because it'll wreck it.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, honey.
Regardless.
Thank you.
Tell everyone what I call you.
Toothless Charlie, which I like. I think it's very dear. Toothless Charlie.
I don't know why.
No, it's Toothless Charlie. She said I could call you Toothless Tina, and I said, no, I like Charlie.
I love you, babe.
I love you too.
Anything else you want to add? I like your new outfit.
I know. These are from Kohl's. I gave my wife a budget to shop for me, some of my fall clothing shopping. She does a really good job. She finds things that fit, that's comfortable. So these are two of the items from Kohl's. It's a really soft but light sweater. I like the fabric, very important. Yeah. And
Is it a sweater?
I think it's technically a sweater. I think they call it a sweater, but it's thin like t-shirt material.
It looks lovely.
It feels really great. And then can always do with a new pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Some jeans. And there's more on the way. She's good at shopping. Haley's good at shopping. She got me how many things?
Like 6 or 7.
For a really good deal. And she finds the deals too. I think we've talked about this in a lot of our videos, but it's true. I just love it.
Good. Yay.
And I love you.
I love you too, honey. Anything else?
Nope. Anything else for you? Adam wanted to say something.
What do you want to say, Adam?
What is it?
Adam. Hi. Look at Mommy.
Are you hungry? You want a snack? He's kind of been fussy all day.
All right, honey.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. So I wanted to talk about the reason why I had to have my tooth removed. And the reason is because I had tooth resorption. Tooth resorption is basically the body is resorbing the tooth and your tooth falls out. This is normal in children, so they can lose their baby tooth and then a new tooth comes in. Well, it can also happen when you're an adult, and unfortunately a new tooth doesn't come in. The reason why it happens in adults, there's a lot of reasons that it can happen. Cavities, orthodontia, trauma. My dentist said mine is most likely from trauma and possibly orthodontia. So when I was like 18, 19, something like that. No, sorry. This is back when I was 16 and I was riding my bike in my neighborhood and someone, I think it was a drunk driver, swerving around and he hit my back tire and I went flying off my bike, fortunately onto the sidewalk, but I smashed the front of my face and unfortunately my front teeth. And my dentist then was able to save my teeth. I didn't have to have them, taken completely out or anything like that. They were hanging there. They were, basically loose, hanging by a string. But the dentist back then was able to make a retainer and save my teeth, essentially. But that was like a pretty bad amount of trauma to the tooth and to the roots of the teeth. So over time, you're going to have resorption from that. And my dentist now showed me x-rays, and it's interesting to look at the x-rays because there's no root. There's tooth and a little bit of material past the gum, but there's no root. It's like empty. And so when it gets that far, there's a possibility for the tooth to break. Bite down into an apple or a sandwich and your tooth's going to break. And you don't want that to happen because it hurts. And also it creates the need for like 3 different operations. 1 to have the tooth removed, then you have to let it heal. 1 to have the implant inserted, then that has to heal. and then the procedure where you get your implant put in. Or if you don't opt to do the implant choice, then you wear something like I have right now, which is a temporary retainer with just the tooth in there. Anyway, so if you wait till the tooth breaks or falls out on its own, it causes, more complications than just, the dentist recognizing, oh, you have tooth resorption, your tooth is going to fall out soon. Let's remove that tooth and put an implant in, which is what I did, because I didn't want to experience the pain of, biting into something and having my tooth break. So that's what happened. So the operation was successful. The tooth removal was successful. So they were able to go ahead and put in the implant, the little rod that the tooth snaps onto. They were able to get that in my gum. And so that has to heal. My body has to heal from that, make sure my body accepts it and doesn't reject it, make sure I don't get any infections. So that's going to take about 4 months. And then they're going to put the new tooth in there. Peace and love.
Bye.